Yeah, sure. It's actually another beautiful summer day in Lviv. We all had little sleep tonight because starting from 4 o'clock in the morning, we had a rocket attack on Lviv region. So it was a lot of air sirens and lots of explosions. Um, you can't really sleep during that period, but you have to be active in the morning. So we are on our 2 feet back alive, working at Superhumans Center. If all our patients are on site, getting back to normal life and training at our rehabilitation center.
Olga, for those who don't know you, you are at the moment in Lviv. I think in German it's Lemberg, in the western part of Ukraine, right?
Yeah, it's Lviv. It's not far away from the Polish border. It's the western part of Ukraine. Is relatively safe in terms of of all military actions. It's a place where lots of people were evacuated because most of the active fights are happening in the eastern part of Ukraine. So here is more or less fine. That's why we built Superhuman Center in Lviv. To secure our patients and international doctors who are coming here to work and teach our rehabilitologists and prosthetists.
After, I think it's 1.5 years now since the start of the war or the aggression, can you tell us a little bit more about Superhumans? What you have done, what you have accomplished, how it is going?
We started, our first project was the Humanitarian Hub in Poland. So we were helping to bring humanitarian aid collected by Europeans to Ukraine. So we basically were connecting the aid collected and those who needed this humanitarian aid in Ukraine. We kind of gathered all big Ukrainian logistic companies who had their cars and resources. And that's what we did for the first 2-3 months. And Humanitarian Hub Help Ukraine Center is still working. And then in April, we decided that we need to do something for tomorrow. And we looked around and we realized that there's going to be a lot of people who lost their limbs and who need reconstructive surgery. And we thought that we can play a role in this by providing services to those who lost their limbs due to Russian aggression. That's actually how the idea came up to Andriy Stamnitsa, one of the founders of Superhumans, and we immediately decided that it's going to be Superhuman Center because that's exactly what is happening here. People are becoming, finding their new superpowers due to their trauma. We are not only giving prostheses to people, we are giving them back their lost abilities to move their hands, to walk, and we are providing them with a cool prosthesis that they can be proud of.
Wow. Could you, because I read a little bit about your profile, and after the university, you have spent so many years, I think, with the Elena Pinchuk Foundation and then the Help Ukraine. How did you enter into this professionally, into this side of so many experiences you have gained? And was it, because I also heard an interview of yours, was it for you very clear from the beginning that you would stay, of course, in the Ukraine and do what you do with Superhumans?
Well, I spent 18 years working for a charitable foundation. I'm a project manager as in my core. So it doesn't matter what kind of projects I do, but I want to do anything that doesn't bring me satisfaction. So I need to love my job. So I found myself in charity and building the culture of philanthropy in Ukraine. I did it for 18 years. And when the war started, I thought that I should do something more in the context of current times. So I saw the post of my friend Andrei Stavnitzer in a Facebook when he was sharing the idea of building up Humanitarian Hub. And I thought that's exactly a very structured project. And this is something that I can do. So I volunteered there almost for half a year. And then the idea of Superhumans Center came up. I decided that this is the place where I can be helpful with my project management experience, and this is exactly what I want to do in the context of war. So I basically quit my job where I spent 18 years of my life, and moved from there, in absolutely new topic of prosthetics, face reconstruction, and building hospitals in the middle of war. So that's never regretted about that, because I think this is the best job I ever had in my life. That not very often you see the results that quickly. Here you can see somewhere, walking in a wheelchair, and in 3 days this person, walks to you on their 2 feet. And this is absolutely amazing experience to see someone, getting back his lost abilities. And this is absolutely amazing to go through these paths together with them.
Wow. Although, of course, you have these successes, what would you say are the biggest challenges right now that you face?
Well, we live in a context when you are going to bed every day and you don't know whether you're going to wake up in the morning. So that we try to do as much as we can today. And if we are, alive next day, we're like, okay, we can do more things, not today. So we have one more day. It's hard to plan something. It's absolutely different level of crisis management. We are building a facility, during the period when everything is around ruined. So you need to put together, construction, the team. A lot of people left Ukraine right now. You train specialists for the professions that never being demanded in Ukraine, like prosthetists for upper limbs. You're trying to put beat by beat experiences from all over the world to make it all work and happen. So it's a lot of challenges, to build, to create something new in the context of war, especially understanding that you can't plan anything and you need to do everything simultaneously, fundraise, build, install prostheses, work with psychological trauma, work with relatives. It's absolutely different reality, honestly, and we very often divide our life into parts between the full scale and after. So the different skills you need, different understanding, and different approach to the life. So, but if I ever had a choice, I would do the same. I would choose this life.
Could you, that's very interesting. Could you tell us first why? And secondly, it sounds very complex, not only on a professional scale, because you have so many interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, so many things you have to do. You cannot plan, as you said, because it's like a crisis management. You don't know, as you just said, what is tomorrow. Not only in the professional level, but also it would be interested on the personal level. How do you deal with this in order to be like at least emotionally balanced and healthy, let's say, with mental health, etc. You not only the people around you in your team or the clients or the guests you work with, but I mean your own person. No, how do you deal with it?
Well, first months of full-scale Russian aggressions were definitely driven by adrenaline, and most people started volunteering, and it was like definitely adrenaline driven. You should work, to prevent yourself from ruining, crying, and reading news. And then we started structuring our activities, structuring our time, because you can't be adrenaline driven for a year and a half. And then you just find, the spot where you're the most efficient and the most effective. And for me, my recharge is my work, actually. When I come here and see our patients, talk to them, see their happy eyes, and talk to their relatives and understand that they can go back to a normal life, enjoy playing football with their kids again, that's my recharge. I call them my Duracell because that's where I actually get my energy, because I know that I do something important for those people who fight for my freedom, independence, and for my life. And I think that most of Ukrainians are seeking for such activities that would give them energy to move forward, because it's very hard to be in this state for such a long period of time.
How do you prognosticate, or what do you think will bring the next future?
We don't know. We definitely know that we're going to win in this war, but we don't know when it's going to happen. And we stopped planning the day when we win. We just live by winning every day in the small fights, doing something. You can't stick to one big win one day, and when the whole country is celebrating. You can only survive by celebrating the small winners day by day. So that's the mode, I guess, how we live right now. But yeah, probably like that. But staying very optimistic and energized, because you know what you're fighting for, and you exactly know that you didn't do anything wrong. You are on your territory, at your home, living by your rules. And what you do is just protecting your country from the enemy and from invasion, and you're protecting the whole world from the big evil that is trying to take over. So that's it. We didn't do anything wrong. We are, protecting ourselves and our freedom.
And what do you think will this tragedy, these events, these horrible events, as you just laid out, what will they signify in the future, especially for the Ukraine, when the war is over and Ukraine has the victory? What do you think will mean this?
Well, it's going to be part of our history forever. That's how we built our history. That's how each country built the history. The independence probably is a very expensive thing that we don't treasure anymore because we get it so easily. So that will give us opportunity to treasure what we have more. And depending how much, things we will lose and who will live till the victory day, we don't know. And depending on that, one day we will wake up, we will win, and we'll start rebuilding our country. I hope that we will all be stronger, we will all be more united. And that's just gonna be part of our history, and the books and movies that we watch and legends that we tell to our grandchildren. We didn't choose this path, that we didn't have right to choose the path, but we all had the right to choose who we want to be on this path. So that's what we did, and I hope that we want to be ashamed of our decisions one day when everything's going to be over.
Well, you have definitely to tell me the secret about your batteries. So this energy, I think it can help many, many people. Could you tell us also maybe how does your day to day look like? For example, your average day today, what you do when you wake up, what is the most important things in this fight or in this purpose of yours?
Probably you wake up early, read the news, and basically you start to understand what happened during the nighttime. What are the nations? Where are the rockets, were launched? Did they reach? Did they kill someone? So that's the number one thing. Then you just brush your teeth, go to the shower. And normally at 8 o'clock, I'm in the office and I have meetings starting from 8, and then I go to the Superhumans Center and I see the patients, greet the new ones, and check how the regular patients are doing. We are having small chats discussing how they feel, doing the first steps, how they balance, what are the difficulties, and then just call after call, lots of meetings, lots of people are coming to Superhumans to see how we work. We discuss different activities for our patients, because Superhumans is not only about install prostheses, teach the person how to walk, and provide the psychological support. We also need to socialize these people and integrate them in a civilian life. So we're trying to find education, jobs for our patients. We are doing lots of sport activities like golf, kayaking, rope jumping, lots of things for them to feel alive. And we plan that, we discuss that. And then that probably goes on and on. We check construction site, we check working medical facility. Every 2 hours, I go to the center to see what's going on inside. And normally by 9 o'clock in the evening, I'm done. Then I open all my messengers, emails, answer all emails, all my messengers, plus minus plan the next day, next week. And it goes on, just like that. Little sleep for a year and a half. Not too much interactions with your friends and families. My family is in Kiev. My mom is in Madeira. She was evacuated with my nephew the first weeks of the war. So you don't really live with the family anymore. You live where you're needed, not where you belong. And that's life. And you do what you can and start over next day, and then enjoy what you managed to do.
Wow. How could we help people from outside? What would you say from your experience, especially from the professional experience, Olga?
Well, easily we can win this war. And I think that we've proven the world that we are good fighters, but we want to be able to win this war without support from the rest of the world. So our requests are very easy. We need more weapons, that's for sure, to stop this as soon as possible. We need more resources in terms of financial resources. The more money we have, the more people we can fix, the more medical aid we can provide. We need expertise, and that's what we are asking, expertise in prosthetics, in reconstructive surgery, in complicated surgeries. Lots of things that we are requesting from the world. We need volunteers who can come and work in Ukraine with very special services that they can provide. And we need the world to spread the word, actually about what's happening in Ukraine. We need to stay in the headlines of all publications, so people do not forget about situation in Ukraine, because you can't be focused on a war somewhere for a very long time. That was a shock from the very beginning. Everyone wanted to help, but we've been in this for a year and a half, and the situation is much worse than it was in the first weeks. People lost their houses, people lost their all their belongings, lost their close ones and relatives. So we definitely need we need more resources at this point than we needed at the beginning of war. But at the beginning of war, we had more attention towards Ukraine. We had more interest towards Ukraine, and we need to kind of sustain this interest and keep talking about situation in Ukraine.
Olga, the last question: what or how do you see yourself in 10 years? Where will Olga will be in 10 years?
I'm going to be in Ukraine, that's for sure. We plan to open a Superhumans Center in Mariupol, which is now occupied by Russians. We want to have another one in Crimea, for sure. That's our plan. In 10 years from now, 40% of Ukrainian territory is mined, meaning that when civilians will return to their houses, they will keep losing their limbs, and we will have work to do. So we have work for the next 10, 15 years, telling the stories of the war so they're not repeated by other countries, fixing people who lost, their psychological health, who lost their physical health, and rebuilding and reviving this country. There's been very there's been very, very expensive freedom. So we are trying to, we need to keep it and, encapsulate that for the next generations.
Well, Olga Rudnieva, thank you very much for this inspiration. I don't know if you would like still to add something or something that we forgot, because seeing what you have done, or rather listening, there is so much I could ask, but of course you, I guess, are very busy. I don't know. Would you like to add something? Closing remarks?
Just I think I said everything. It's just again, do not forget about the situation in Ukraine. Spread the word. Be critical to the news you're reading, and please keep helping, because Ukraine is not standing only for Ukrainian values. We are standing for the values that was agreed by the world. That's not between Ukraine and Russia. That's between evil and good. So that's probably the basic things that we want world to know, and that's it. And we will definitely win this war, but we need support. That's it.
Thank you very much, Olga. And I hope next time we talk, I can do this in Ukrainian. I will study a lot.
Hope so. Hope so. Thank you.
Well, all the best to Ukraine from Austria. Bye-bye,
Thank you very
Olga.
much. Bye-bye. Bye.